There was a time, not so very long ago, when childhood followed a timetable. It wasn't printed in a ledger or pinned to a wall. Rather, it was a rhythm quietly understood by every household in the land. In the 1990s, time did not bend to our whims. Instead, we moved to its beat. Television was an appointment. Programs began exactly when the clock struck the hour. There was no pause to answer the door, no replay for a missed joke, and no digital reminder tucked away in a pocket. If you weren't there, the moment was simply gone. For the children of that era, Saturday mornings held a particular gravity. One woke early not by the shrill command of an alarm, but by the pull of anticipation. While the rest of the house lay in a deep Sunday-style slumber, the television would glow softly in the corner. For a few brief hours before the adults stirred, the world felt as though it belonged entirely to the young. In those days, the objects we owned stayed with us. They were companions, used until they finally succumbed to wear and tear, and even then they were remembered. Consider the VHS tape. It had a physical presence, a certain weight in the palm of your hand. It demanded a small act of courtesy, the rewinding of the film before it was returned to its sleeve. To forget was a minor social failing. That ritual, that mechanical whir of the tape heading backwards, made the act of watching feel complete. Photography, too, was a lesson in fortitude. One couldn't see the results of a birthday or a holiday instantly. You waited days, perhaps weeks, for the chemist to develop the roll. Because of that wait, the images felt earned. We didn't discard the imperfect ones. The blurry faces and the heads cut off by a shaky hand were kept in albums, surviving as honest witnesses to a moment in time. Communication required a different kind of grace. Phone numbers weren't hidden in a digital memory. They lived on scraps of paper, in tattered address books, or, if they were truly important, within the mind itself. To call a friend was to engage with their entire household. You spoke to whoever answered first, a parent, a sibling, perhaps a grandmother. You learned the art of polite inquiry. You learned how to wait. Even boredom had a distinct texture. It was found in the long gaze out of a car window, the tracing of patterns on a fogged pane of glass, or the rhythmic counting of streetlights on a rainy evening. Waiting was not a void to be filled by a screen. It was a space to be inhabited. It is easy to look back and see only a simpler time, but that would be a half-truth. The modern world is faster, more connected, and in many ways more kind. Convenience has solved many of the old frustrations. Yet something fundamental has shifted. It is not our technology that has changed, but our relationship with time itself. In the 90s, moments had natural endings. When the program finished, it was over. When the game was done, the room returned to silence. Today, the world is a continuous stream, one scroll leading to another, one sound bleeding into the next. Silence has become a stranger. For those who remember that decade, the nostalgia is not for the toys or the gadgets, it is for the gift of undivided attention. It was a time that allowed us to be fully present in one place at one time. That stillness shaped the imagination. It taught us how to be alone without ever feeling lonely. As we move forward, perhaps the lesson is not to reject the new, but to protect the quiet, because life does not only happen in the grand gestures, it happens in the pauses, in the waiting, in the moments that don't ask for our notice, but simply allow us to be.